Hello students, I am Anil Kadle from Anjuman Institute of Technology and Management, Bethel. I just welcome you all for this Fast Track CET 2020. In this today's session, I will be just dealing with electric charge and fields, which is the first chapter of part 1. You see, in this part 1, there will be around 25 to 27 questions which appear in CET Physics. Hence, this will be a major part of your CET Physics. Hence, in this part 1, whatever I am dealing, you have to undergo some formulas, some laws, and these formulas, if you can understand the concepts, then they will be understood by you. Hence, we will go through the concept and then formulas. Okay. For this first chapter, electric charge and fields, I will be just dealing with the following points. Let us understand what is a charge, then correspondingly the Coulomb's law, then the concept of electric field and electric flux. And once we understood electric field and electric flux, let us concentrate on electric dipole and dipole moment, continuous charge distributions and Gauss law, okay, and application of Gauss law. This is how the coverage will be. Let us understand what is a charge, okay, or what is an electrostatic charge. You already know that what is meant by electrostatic charge. Whenever you are just having with a comb, obviously there will be generation of electrostatic charge on the comb and it will attract the paper pieces. That's how the electrostatic charges are felt around you, isn't it? Now, what exactly happens in this case? What exactly happens in this case? See, the body around us, most of the body around us are electrically neutral. Electrically neutral. What is the meaning of that? There will be equal plus and minus charges are present in a body, hence it is electrically neutral. When I remove some electrons from that, what happens? It becomes more positive, or the body becomes positively charged. That's how the things. I'm removing some electrons, say I'm just removed few electrons. Obviously the electrons are less here, hence this becomes positively charged. When it becomes positively charged? When I am removing electrons. In the similar manner, let us consider a body which is electrically neutral. I will just add electrons. I just add electrons. Here I am removing electrons. Here I am adding the electrons. When you are adding the electrons, what happens? Previously the body was in a neutral condition, electrically neutral condition. More electrons are added. Electrons means negatively charged. Hence it becomes, the body becomes negatively charged. Hence here the important thing is we should understand by adding or removing the electrons, the body becomes positively or negatively charged. This is very important concept. Now, what is an electron here? Electron is the fundamental unit of charge and it is having a value or magnitude of 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. One has to understand that an electron is having 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. And charge on a body can be given by Q is equal to N into E. That means number of electrons into electron unit. That's how we will measure the charge on a body. Hence, we have understood two things. Fundamentally, by adding an electron or by removing an electron, we can charge a body. And electron is having 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb units. And charge on a body can be given by Q is equal to N into E. These two concepts or 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb is very important. Similarly, Q is equal to N into E is very important. Okay, now let us go to the next concept or next, that is Coulomb's law. Okay. Coulomb's law is fundamental law of electrostatics and applicable to point charges. Okay. Point charges means the charges which are concentrated at a point. Now here let us consider two charges, that is Q1 and Q2. Okay, which are apart at a distance of r. Okay. According to Coulomb's law, the force acting upon charge is directly proportional to the magnitude of charges, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the charges. Okay, in a very simple manner I can give that Coulomb's law is about finding out the force. It is equal to the proportionality constant, you know that, 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught, and directly proportional to the magnitude of charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. And again here another important thing is the force is acting along the line joining these two. That means it is along the line. That line concept or the direction concept comes from this unit vector. Anyway, for us very important is the force is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 divided by R square. This is very important. Here this formula, what you have to do is you have to remember it in a different manner. This 1 over 4 pi epsilon whatever is there, no? When you are applying epsilon value and make this shortened, it becomes 9 into 10 raised to 9. Hence you better remember the Coulomb's law. F is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Q1 Q2 divided by R square or D square. Okay, this is for a shortened version of Coulomb's law which you can remember and apply it for solving numerical examples. Okay. Similarly, here Coulomb's law can take some diversions like force is equal to mass into acceleration, isn't it? Hence sometimes some problems may come from this direction also. You may be given the mass of the electron, acceleration, find the force, or sometimes you have to find the force and then find the mass, etc. But fundamentally try to understand that Coulomb's law, force is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 multiplied by Q1 Q2 divided by R square. This is the formula which you can apply in finding the numerical examples. We have understood what is a charge and Coulomb's law. Okay, let us explore the concept of electric field. See, whenever you are keeping a point charge in free space, okay, whenever you are keeping a point charge in free space, in and around we call that electric field is established. Electric field is established. You see, you cannot observe that electric field, but you have to feel it. See here, there will be presence of electric field. Now this charge whatever is there, no, Q, let me take it as Q. This charge establishes electric field around it. See, it's like a bulb which you have kept in and around, the illumination is established, isn't it? In the similar manner, there will be the influence of this charge around its vicinity. How to find that there is a electric field established? You have to bring another test charge in the vicinity of this main charge. When you are bringing this test charge, it will experience the force because of the Coulomb's law. What is the force acting upon the test charge? See, according to Coulomb's law, it is force acting on the test charge can be given by Q, the charge which is established, Qt, divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square, or r is the distance between this test charge and the main charge. Okay, now the concept of electric field is very simple. You just bring this test charge down the force. That means F by QT is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon r square, isn't it? Now the concept force per charge, whatever we say, no, that is nothing but the electric field. What is electric field? Electric field is given by force per charge, F by Q actually, but here it can be given by Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Now in a consolidated manner, you already know that this 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught can be given by 9 into 10 raised to 9, and electric field I can write it as 9 into 10 raised to 9 Q divided by r square, where r is the distance where you would like to find the electric field. That means, you see, this test charge is an imaginary thing. Suppose there is a charge present here which is Q, say Q, you want to find the electric field at this distance. What is the distance? Distance is r. Now what is the electric field at this point? Very simple. Electric field can be given by 9 into 10 raised to 9 Q divided by r square, where r is the distance from the charge which is existing and where you would like to find it. That's all. This is the concept of electric field. Okay, I hope you understood the concept of electric field. Let us go ahead with the electric flux. But before that, I would like to tell you that electric field due to multiple charges. Suppose there are multiple charges present, then what happens? It is very simple. Suppose there are multiple charges, you should go on adding the effect of individual charges. We call it as superposition. That means, say there is a charge Q1 present here, Q2 present here, Q3 present here, and so on. You want to find the electric field at a point, say P. Okay, you want to find. You know the distance between each D1, D2, D3, etc. The distance from first charge to point P is D1, distance from second charge to point P to D2. Like this, if it is there, the electric field can be given by this 9 into 10 raised to 9 is constant. Outside you keep charge Q1 divided by R becomes individually D1 square plus Q2 D2 square plus Q3 D3 square plus so on. That means this is the electric field due to multiple charges like charge 1, charge 2, charge 3 and so on. Let us understand what is electric flux. You already have come across the concept of electric field. See, whenever a charge is kept in and around that, lines of field or lines of forces are established, as I have told you already. Okay, you can feel the lines of forces by bringing another charge, isn't it? Now, whatever lines of forces or lines of fields are passing through an area, whatever is there, no? Say, let us consider a small area, delta S. Okay, delta S. Whatever lines of forces or lines of fields passing through an area is called as flux. That means the flux delta phi passing through an area of delta S is given by electric field multiplied by delta S. This is the dot product. This is also an electric field. This is also, area is also a field. There is a dot product exists. Hence, flux is the lines of forces or lines of fields passing through an area. Okay, that's what is the simplest concept of flux, which is applicable later for us in case of Gauss law. Okay, let us move ahead with electric dipole and dipole moment. What is electric dipole? Electric dipole is a system which consists of equal and opposite charges kept apart a distance. That means there is a equal charge of minus and plus q. Okay, they are kept apart with a distance of d, suppose. This system is called as electric dipole. Okay, here important thing is electric dipole moment. Dipole moment, whatever is there, no, P, what we call this dipole moment P is given by charge multiplied by distance, and it is having a direction also. The direction of dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge. It will be along with this line. Okay, please try to understand that dipole moment is having a direction, where the dipole moment direction is given from negative charge to positive charge. Okay, this is the electric dipole. I hope you understood. The electric dipole is a system which consists of negative charge and positive charge kept apart by a distance d, and there exists electric field around this system. Electric dipole, around there will be electric field also established, but very importantly dipole moment which exists need to be found, which is given by P is equal to Q into D. Next, let us explore the concept of continuous charge distribution. See, let us explore continuous charge distribution. We have already come across a point charge. Point charge is a charge which is established around a point. Okay, this is a point charge. Let us consider this. We call this as a point charge, isn't it? Similarly, suppose this total charge Q is distributed along with a small line. Say, suppose this is a pen, isn't it? Okay, this is looking like a line. I just drag this point charge around this line, okay, and distribute it for completely over the length L, then it becomes a line charge. That means what I do, I just drag this so that it becomes a line. Total charge will be same Q, and it is distributed over the length L. Okay, hence this becomes line charge. Line charge. Okay, in line charge there will be line charge density lambda. Line charge density lambda, which is given by total charge Q divided by length. This is also given by delta Q by delta L for a small length. Try to understand that this is measured in coulombs per meter. Okay, in line charge density is very important. So as to find the total charge in the line Q, what you have to do is charge density multiplied by length you can do. Similarly, there will be surface charge density. Suppose the total charge Q is distributed along or over the surface, then it becomes surface charge density. Here the concept is total charge Q is distributed over surface S uniformly. Then it becomes surface charge. Okay, and the surface charge density rho is given by total charge Q divided by the area S. This is also can be given by delta Q by delta S for small area, and it is measured in coulombs per meter square, because the total charge Q is established in area is measured in meter square, hence it becomes coulombs per meter square. The last one, okay, is volume charge density. In volume charge density, what happens is total charge is distributed completely into a volume. Okay, completely into a volume like this. Any shape, it doesn't matter. Total charge which is present in this volume is Q, and the volume of this body is V, and then it becomes volume charge density or volume charge. okay, and rho, and it is given by total charge divided by volume. Similarly, for a small body, it can be given by delta Q divided by delta V. It is measured in coulomb per meter cube. Okay, these continuous charge distributions are very important. Actually, point charge, the total charge is Q. In line charge, total charge Q is established over a line, or it is distributed over a line. Similarly, in surface charge, total charge Q is distributed in a surface, and in volume charge, total charge Q is distributed throughout a volume. Okay, that's what is continuous charge distribution. Let us go ahead now with the Gauss law and exploration of the Gauss law. Let us understand the Gauss law. According to Gauss law, the total lines of flux, or the total flux emerging out of any closed surface, depends upon the total charge enclosed by the surface. The meaning here is suppose you are having a charge Q. Okay, when a charge Q is present, in and around, obviously the lines of fluxes, or the flux emerges out, isn't it? Now let us consider a closed surface around the charge Q. Now the total flux emerging out of this closed surface is depending upon, or it is directly depends upon, the charge enclosed. That is the meaning. You already know that the flux d phi is equal to electric field into ds. Now, to find the flux, total flux due to a point charge, what I shall do is I shall consider a point charge, and the closed surface, whatever is there, no, that I will consider it as a sphere. Okay, sphere. Hence, the total flux is given by integration of E dot ds. That means electric field, you already know, due to point charge is Q divided by 4 pi epsilon r square, isn't it? R here I am finding, suppose. Now multiplied by ds. Now you know that the total surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square. Hence, flux becomes equal to Q divided by 4 pi, here Q I have taken, let me take this as Q, 4 pi epsilon r square multiplied by total surface area 4 pi r square. Hence, it gives me flux becomes equal to Q upon epsilon naught. The meaning here is the flux is directly depends upon the charge. That's what is the concept here. Very important is the surface which you are taking. Okay, surface which you are taking. Now according to the shape which is there, no, I have to consider, according to the shape of the charge distribution, I have to consider the closed surface. That is very important for us. Now let us find the application of Gauss law. Say I shall consolidate this application of Gauss law. Application of Gauss law, two things you should consider. One is, suppose there is a line charge distribution, okay, line charge distribution with line charge density lambda, okay, lambda. What is the flux and how to find the electric field? Okay, this is the first application of Gauss law. You already know that the electric field due to such a line charge distribution at a distance of r is given by, lambda upon 2 pi epsilon r. Okay, lambda upon 2 pi epsilon r. This is the first application of Gauss law. The second application of Gauss law derives as that the electric field due to a surface charge it is given by the surface charge density divided by 2 epsilon naught. These two are very important derivation that comes out from application of Gauss law. Hence, let us remember these two formulas in case of application of Gauss law. We will explore these formulas when we have to solve the numerical examples. Okay, I have quickly refreshed the different concepts in electric field and charges. Okay, electric field and charges. I started from the concept of charge, then I covered up Coulomb's law. I told you the concept of electric field and electric flux, and then electric dipole and dipole moment, continuous charge distribution, Gauss law and application of Gauss law. Okay, please remember that fundamentally the Coulomb's law applicable, the force you are finding out 9 into 10 raised to 9 multiplied by Q1 Q2 divided by R square, and the electric field also is having very similar formula. Electric field E is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 Q divided by R square. Okay, and the application of Gauss law. Application of Gauss law, there are two formulas which you have to remember. The electric field due to a line charge lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon r, and electric field due to surface charge where it is given by rho upon 2 epsilon naught. Okay, this is the refreshing of the first chapter of your electrostatics. Let us explore few numerical examples. Let us explore one or two numerical examples here in this chapter. This is 2017 question. Two spheres of electric charge plus 2 nanocoulomb and minus 8 nanocoulomb are placed at a distance of d apart. If they are allowed to touch each other, which is the new distance between them to get a repulsive force of the same magnitude as before? Okay, let us solve this example. Two spheres, one with 2 nanocoulomb and another with minus 8 nanocoulomb are kept at a distance of d. Okay, now what you are doing, we are touching these two, and then what will be the new repulsive force between the new system or new setup? That is the question. See, when they are apart, they will experience a force. What will be the force? Force of attraction, whatever it is. We are not bothered with the direction. They are attracted with each other. And when you are touching these two, what happens? This is 2 and this is minus 8. Total becomes minus 6. Minus 3 goes to here and minus 3 goes to here, isn't it? Minus 3 and minus 3. This is the new setup. Now, both forces must be same. That is the understanding. What are the force in the first? According to the Coulomb's law, the force is directly proportional. That is 2. According to Coulomb's law, as I told you, I will apply 9 into 10 raised to 9. The first charge is 2 nanocoulomb, 2 into 10 raised to minus 9. And the second magnitude I am interested, 8 into 10 raised to minus 9 divided by d square. It is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 minus 3. That means I am interested with the magnitude, hence I am not bothered with the plus or minus. 3 into 10 raised to minus 9, 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 divided by the new distance. I will take it as d1, d1 square. All these will get cancels. Now d1 square becomes equal to 9. 3 into 3, 9. 9 divided by 8 to just 16. D comes here, d square. Hence d1 becomes equal to square root of this. That means 3 by 4 d. 3 by 4. Hence, in this, my answer becomes 3 by 4 d. This is the answer. Okay. Let us explore more problems, and we will try to touch upon with a simple and a quick quiz later. Let us find the answer for this example, where it states that 4 into 10 raised to 10 electrons are removed from a neutral metal sphere of diameter 20 centimeter placed in air. The magnitude of electric field at a distance of 20 centimeter from its center is. We have to find. Now, in this example, try to understand that 4 into 10 raised to 10 electrons are removed from a neutral metal. Okay. First, neutral metal is there of 20 centimeter diameter. Okay. Now, 4 into 10 raised to 10 electrons are removed. That means it becomes positively charged. What is the charge of the body Q? See, 4 into 10 raised to 10 electrons are removed, and one electron is having, as I told already, 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 units. Then what is the charge on the body? Charge on the body can be given by 10 raised to 10, 10 raised to minus 19. That means 10 raised to minus 9. 16 4 ja 6.4. 10 raised to minus 19. Charge becomes 6.4 into 10 raised to minus 9. Now, according to Coulomb's electric field can be given by E is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9, the formula which I have told you, 9 into 10 raised to 9 divided by Q divided by D square. Now, 9 into 10 raised to 9, Q, charge in the body is 6.4 into 10 raised to minus 9 divided by the distance from where? From the center 20 centimeter. I have to find the electric field. See, here importantly the electric field will be emerging out from this body. I have to find it at 20 centimeter from the center. Okay. Hence we have to understand that the electric field is emerging out of this metal body. Hence the distance to be taken as 20 centimeters. That means 0.2 meter, 0.2 square. Okay. Here importantly 10 raised to 9 cancels. See, now 9 6 ja 54 divided by 0.04. Now how to do this? See, 0.04 means, I don't know whether you have to use, this is 4 into 100, 9 into 6. 1.6, 16 9 ja 144. That means 1440. I am having the answer here. B will become your answer. Okay. This is how the concept which I have covered is there. I have used the concept when electrons are removed from a body, it becomes a positively charged. 4 into 10 raised to 10 electrons are removed. Hence the charge on the body becomes 6.4 into 10 raised to minus 9. This is how the solution is. Let us solve the next numerical example. The example states that 3 point charges plus 2q and minus 4q are placed at the corners ABC of an equilateral triangle ABC of side X. The magnitude of electric dipole moment of this system is. I have to find out of these 4 given options. Okay. Let us elaborate, or let us do this example. There is a equilateral triangle plus 2q minus 4q is placed at A, B and C. This is equilateral. Each is 60 degree. Now I have to find the dipole moment. I have to find the dipole moment of this system. But here 2q is there, here minus 4q is there. It is not forming any dipole. Hence what you can do is you can see to that it is converted into a dipole by making plus 2q minus 2q and minus 2q. The total minus 4q I have divided into minus 2q and minus 2q. Now this minus 2q plus 2q forms one dipole, minus 2q and plus 2q forms another dipole. Now I can find the dipole moment. You see, how will be the dipole moment? Dipole moment will be from negative charge to positive charge. That means because of this, it will be along with this. Because of this system, minus 2q and plus 2q, it will be along with this. What about the vector sum of these two? It will be along with this direction. That means 60 degrees there means it will be along with the 30-degree axis. Now, you know that, let us take this as the first dipole moment. The first dipole moment, because of minus 2q and plus 2q, P1, you know that it is q into d. What is the charge here? It is minus 2q. Q, that is 2q, magnitude only, into distance. Distance between this is x. Because of the second dipole moment, because of minus 2q and plus 2q, it will be again the charge into distance x. But here the dipole moment is here in this direction, I have to find the vector sum of this. Otherwise you can apply the cosine rule. Along with the direction which I have notified, it will be total dipole moment will be P1 cos 30 plus P2 cos 30. Otherwise you can apply the rectangular rule also. P1 is 2qx cos 30 root 3 by 2 plus 2qx root 3 by 2 cancels. 2 root 3 qx is the answer. Now if you see this, the answer becomes 2 root 3 qx. Okay, that means B. Answer is B. Yeah, at the end I just summarize the formulas and laws which I have covered up in this first chapter, which is electric field. Okay, first we understood the concept of charge, and we found that electron is having 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb charge. Then total charge on a body Q is equal to number of electrons into magnitude of electrons. Okay, the third what I found is the Coulomb's law, which gives us the force which is given by 9 into 10 raised to 9 Q1 Q2 divided by distance square d square. Third is the concept of electric field. Electric field concept is very simple. I will bring down one charge here. Obviously that also can be given by 9 into 10 raised to 9 charge Q divided by d square. The next concept which I have covered was the flux. Okay, the flux can be given by the electric field E multiplied by the surface area. And I told you about the concept of electric dipole. Okay, electric dipole, the one which there is negative charge and positive charge kept at a distance of d. In that case the dipole moment P can be given by Q into d. Next, I have covered up with the different charge density. The line charge density lambda is given by total charge Q divided by the length, and then surface charge density is total charge divided by area, and volume charge is given by total charge divided by volume. Okay, and I found that the Gauss law, which states the total charge emerging out of any closed surface is equal to total flux emerging out of any closed surface is equal to charge enclosed, isn't it? And application of Gauss law. Application of Gauss law is used to find the electric field mainly because of the line charge and surface charge. The electric field due to line charge is given by rho, the line charge density, divided by 2 pi epsilon r. Okay, and the electric field due to surface charge density or surface is given by sigma divided by 2 epsilon naught. This will summarize all the formulas which are useful. We have found two laws here. One is Coulomb's law and next is the Gauss law. These two are important laws, and this summarizes chapter 1. Okay, I shall give you some Google quizzes so as to attempt. You can attempt them and find the solution for some typical examples, where I will send you the solutions in the next session, before next session. Thank you.